Hi, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Ask Elly Intuitive Insights and Your Question Answered. My name is Elly Molina. I am your hostess for today. And on this live show, I answer questions that are submitted to me either ahead of time or called in or typed in during the live session. And this morning, February 2nd, is the day that the groundhog did not see his shadow up in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. And so we're going to begin with that today. So poor groundhog did not see his shadow, or maybe this is a good thing that he did not see his shadow. But this tradition goes back to 1887, where the groundhog would be presented in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and he'd be awakened at 7:35 this morning, and then what he predicted was only 6 more weeks of winter. And he also predicted that we're going to have a really amazing spring. So the interesting thing about the tradition of the groundhog and celebrating Groundhog Day is that our ancestors were really more conscious of the sun's movements across the sky than we are today. And Groundhog Day is really celebrating the midpoint between the December solstice and the March equinox. So it's got its roots in astronomy and not just folklore. And so, with that being said, as we're experiencing a really large winter storm up here in the Northeast, well, Phil, I'm glad that you saw your shadow because I am looking forward to much nicer weather in the future. Okay. And good morning to Josie and Peter Pan who have entered into the room today. And I've got some questions that were submitted ahead of time, and I'm going to go right to them on this February 2nd, Groundhog Day. So, with that, first question that was submitted came from JP, and it's an interesting question, especially when anyway, I'll read you the question and then we'll talk about the answer to this one. So, dear Elly, as you know, I relocated to the East Coast from the West to upstart a company that is eco conscious and empowers women. Not knowing what I didn't know at the time, there was fear and resistance in my subconscious, and I manifested many things that thwarted my progress. Unscrupulous people, mold, illness, losses, injuries. And the stories, interpretations that kept me stuck there. And that's in quotation marks. Oh boy, I sent you this question because you have been part of my journey and life purpose for a while now. A light that kept this flame, Dharma, alive when I wanted to shut it off. And I am deeply grateful for you on this. Thank you. Over the past few months, I've had massive transformations in my relationships, health, being, etc. Much of my energy has been cleaned and raised up, and the journey continues. I've never felt like the East Coast was my home, a fish out of water and ungrounded. I am. I moved here because I had convinced myself and allowed others to pressure me that for what I was doing in my industry, this is the best. I had to be here because this is where the hub is. I feel a longing to relocate to the West again, where I feel more grounded and connected. From this place, I can begin my revitalized motorsports company with a new and higher frequency. And question mark was Arizona. So this is really fascinating to me, JP, because I happen to know JP, and obviously you can tell from the email that was submitted. So I asked her for her birth information again, and I ran a very quick astrocartography update for her. And good morning, Thomas. Just Thomas is calling from Germany. Thank you for staying, for hanging around and making this call. Anyway, and Bobo, good morning for entering the studio. Anyway, getting back to GP, I ran the astrocartography this morning. And lo and behold, you can't make this stuff up. So if you're not a believer about astrocartography, you may want to just look at it, because this has double confirmed all of your intuitive hits. And so I'm just going to share this with you because I was blown away. So first of all, one of the things in the location that you chose for yourself, GP, happens to be one of the most exciting areas on this point. This is where Mars crosses your midline. And this is one of the most energetic places for you, focusing on career, reputation, social success. People will see you for who you are. Your long-term goals become a reality. Even, I don't like to use the word competition, but that, let's say, even the drive to succeed. When you want to use competition, that's fine. It creates incentive and it stimulates your motivation. The people that you are going to be working with are going to come into your life. They're going to be amazing, especially in the areas of sports and technical construction. Hello, can you believe this? I mean, it's like my jaw dropped. I'm so excited over here. So these places, the places that you put down on the suggestion chart over here when you asked me, are suitable for major work. You get to work independently and be innovative, and at the same time you get to connect with other people who have this high level of enthusiasm. So along this axis, you become aware of your intentions and your desires, and also relationships. So here's the thing: you get to put all of this together in a package where it's going to be passionate, it's going to be fun, there will be relationships, and this is going to be like the most amazing space for you. And now I happen to know where you live, and the thing over here is that this is where you are right now is a great place for solitude, for staying alone, for isolation, for separating yourself. This is not the place for you to really excel. Mutual understanding is blocked here. It's not a happy space for you. And so I'm going to not tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you to trust your intuition on this one, GP, and start following your gut on this one and following your heart's desire, because the location that you have chosen for yourself is a definite win. And if anybody's interested in learning more about astrocartography, well, there's a lot of information available, obviously, on the website, and there are people who teach astrocartography and who teach astrology. I do not teach astrology, just little tidbits here and there when I'm running a little Astrology 101 workshop, but we're not going to get into astrocartography. That's a very personal thing. So my suggestion is, if you really want to make a location change and you trust your intuition first, go where your intuition is guiding you. You know that. Follow your internal radar, because even if the location may not be the greatest for you, just as JP, these last few years have not been perhaps the best for you in many ways, they have led you to this huge transformation, a personal transformation. And it's also led you to the space of having true clarity about what it is that you want, and that you're not going to give up, and that you will persist, and that you will persevere, and that you will have the energy and the focus to go and carry on with your dream and your mission. And now you have been strengthened by and your resolve has strengthened by being in this location that has not been conducive. So look at all the lessons that you have learned. Look at the intense transformation that has happened for you. And now as you go to your new location, because you're going to go, you know you're going to go. And now as you go, so start packing. So now, as you go to your new location, you're going to be in a very different place. You're going to be ready for this. You're going to be upbeat. The weather's going to be great for you. The people are going to come. You'll have a new attitude, and you'll know that your mission is on track. And that not only that, but you are also going to be attracting personal relationships that are going to be really, really wonderful for you. I do not see you, not that you asked me, but I will tell you this. I do not see you alone in your life. I see you with a partner that is also very focused, motivated, and determined to bring your dream to fruition, just because of the relationship and the deep caring that this person has for you. So with that being said, hey, this is great, and I'm really excited that you asked me this question. So if anybody has questions or comments or things they want to share, you have two choices. You can either call in right now, or you can type in your question. So we have a few more people that have entered into the room right now. So you can type it in, or you can call in. All right. So, okay. Nobody's calling just yet. All right. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we're going to move on. There's a lot of buzz going on about remote viewing, and remote viewing is the ability to see over time, distance, and space without the use of our eyes. And everyone is psychic. You know that. It's just that we're all psychic, and we're all highly intuitive. And I spend a lot of time talking about that in my book called Children Who Know How to Know. It is not a children's book. It is written for adults, parents, educators, seekers, anyone who really wants to work with themselves and other people in terms of developing their own intuition, their own remote viewing abilities, their own seeing abilities. So the biggest thing with seeing is that we tend to invalidate ourselves. So even when we do see something and we do get a hit and we do get that feeling that is beyond one of our five senses, we invalidate it just because we've been conditioned this way over many, many years. And then sometimes we share what our intuitive hit is with other people, and not knowing everybody's got an agenda. It's not a malicious one, but everybody, you want to share with a friend, oh, I have this urge to move. And then, you have friends who care about you, and they're going to tell you, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. You really need to stay here. Well, their agenda is that they don't want you to go. So again, you really want to trust your intuition. If your intuition is telling you, I got to pack up and go, I got to go, then by all means, go. Oh, okay. I got a question. As you know, Elly, I am looking for a new home in Germany. Do you see this happening on this trip? I have looked and nothing there yet. There are a few possibilities. Okay. Well, Thomas, I don't want to rain on your parade. So here's what I'm going to share with you. You already know the answer to this question. And if you and I were having a personal conversation, you would tell me the answer to this. And if you want to type it in right now in the box, I'll reconfirm with you. It says rain if you must. But does that help over there? I think that may be a typo. I see. Rain on your parade. Okay. So here's the thing. You're not ready for this move. And as much as you do not want to return to your home at the moment, how do I put this without influencing you? So let me just share with you what I'm seeing. It's not the time for you to make this move. You're not ready to make this move. This is a huge move. It involves uprooting yourself, going to a new country, going into a new culture, going into a new language, and you're not ready for this. So you've just had, for those people, I do know a little bit about Thomas, and so if you don't mind me sharing this, you've had a tremendous loss in your life not too long ago. And so therefore, when we lose people and that are very, very dear to us, we have to allow ourselves to be in the grieving space and not make decisions based on fear and lack. And in this case, the desire to leave where you are is very, very strong, and you will go. You will go. The only thing that what I'm seeing over here is that you're not going to Germany. It's great if you want to do that. If you want to go to Germany, go as a visitor. Because even though you have family and friends there, the energy is not, I'm just going to put this, the energy is not kind enough for you. You need a place that is sunnier. You need a place where there, and this has nothing to do again with, it is just it's just the, it's just not very sunny there. And so the not very sunny does not allow you to express yourself in such a way that your cheery, outgoing, friendly personality is going to be accepted the way that you are. You'll have a language barrier for many years. And even though people will still speak to you in English and laugh and all of that, it will be very different living there. You can go as a visitor, you can stay for months. To uproot yourself and move over there, what I'm seeing over here in the psychic realm is it's not the right time and it's not the right space. There will be the right time, and it will reveal itself after you have completed some of the things that you need to do. I'm getting that if you're not in a hurry, by the end of this year, probably around October, you'll have a lot of clarity as to where you want to go, because there are new, here's the thing, the universe and the void hates empty spaces. And when something or someone leaves, the space is then opened up for something or someone else. And in this case, the space now, the void is there and the space has been opened for someone else. And this someone else coming into your life is going to be a life partner. This is going to be somebody that is going to make you so happy that you're going to want to do things together. And it will be through this relationship and through this partnership that you will then decide where it is that the two of you want to go, where you will move. You will move into a place that is sunny. You will move into a place that is by the water. Your town of choice is too far from the water every single day. A lake is great, only it's not the same as being on the ocean, by the sea, having the ions from the water. It's not the same. So I don't want to rain on your parade. I think it's wonderful that you are traveling and visiting there. Keep looking at apartments, keep looking at homes, fill the day. Just know that by the time you return back to the United States, something unexpected is going to happen to you. It may happen when you get off the plane and get to the airport. I'm just going to tell you, be ready, because there is a new person entering into your life. And that new person entering into your life is going to change everything for you. So if you think you're going down this one trajectory, you know what? Okay, so be it. Only the entrance of this other person is going to change the trajectory. You will move, but you will move together. You will move into a new location. You will be by the water. You will be in the sun. So, it was like, all right, I don't know what else to tell you on that one. I hope that I'm not raining on your parade, and you will definitely be ready around October, if not sooner, when the weather gets warmer, because as soon as you expect the unexpected and start walking around saying, hey, you know what? Today, something awesome is going to happen today. Today, something amazing is going to happen today. I don't know what it is, but I'm really excited about it. The more that you start repeating that type of an affirmation for yourself ongoingly, changing your self-talk, you're going to be amazed at what will come into your life. You can expect the unexpected, and in a great way. All right. Anybody have any questions right now before I go into remote viewing and teaching? I guess I'll teach you a little bit about how to see for yourself and get that knowing and practice that. Okay. Questions? No questions. Let's talk a little bit about remote viewing. Okay. So I became involved with the International Association of Remote Viewing back in 2015. Um, and at the at the conference that was held back in 2015, I presented on the future of remote viewing and what I call Psy Kids, working with children to teach them how to remote view. And I was fascinated by this attending this conference because um, at the conference, two of the original creators of the Stargate project, Russell Targ and Harold Pudoff, were there. And they had carried out extensive investigations in the field of human potential and psi research at Stanford Research Institute in California. And their work included remote viewing, ESP, telepathy, just to name a few. And the Stargate project was comprised of respected military personnel, scientists, and academians. And it's very lengthy to go in, but it was really a great book written by Lynn Buchanan, was called The Seventh Sense, Secrets of Remote Viewing as Told by a Psychic Spy for the U.S. Military. So the U.S. You can look all of this up. I don't want to go in and spend too much time talking about this in terms of the military and how the military used this. There are some great documentaries that are available, Third Eye Spies. It's got all the people that, not all, but it's got many of the people that were involved in this project. And Carolyn Corey has of Superhumans. She's got a film that talks a lot about remote viewing and psychic abilities. So there's plenty out there to inform yourself and learn about all of this and get the background information. But the reason why I was there and remote again was that I was talking about teaching children how to develop their intuitive and psychic abilities and enabling them to learn remote viewing. And in order for a child to learn this, the parents have to be on board, obviously. So I had been working with children for many, many years in the area of remote viewing. And because they don't have any filters or any limitations or limiting beliefs in the early stages of their life, as easily as they're going to believe in Santa Claus, that is as easily as they'll believe in, wow, you could see without your eyes. Here, put on these blindfolds that you're using and tell me what you see in this box that I'm holding over here. And you would have been surprised at the uncanny accuracy that these children display. And so when I started teaching remote viewing last year with adults, the results were really fabulous. And, again, what interferes is our self-doubt and our questioning and the self-talk that we have when we just don't allow it to be in that space. So when we start working with this, and we start working with allowing ourselves to see more than our five senses dictate, and that we're in agreement that if we allow ourselves not to be limited in time and space and to live in this optical delusion, then we can start to experience so many intuitive hits. We can become a higher version of ourselves and really use our incredible potential. We all have this potential because we are all collected to a universal cosmic consciousness, and there are no empty spaces in nature. There are no empty spaces between us. Just because we cannot see them and they're invisible to our eyes at present does not negate or deny their existence. So once we start adapting a new conversation and a new way of a new perception of ourselves, our world, and our interconnectedness, all of this quote unquote phenomena is going to change. Yes, Thomas just asked a question. Did you find the children's grades improved? So, as a matter of fact, a very interesting thing happened, and this is in my book also, that when I was teaching seventh grade at the time in New York City, we started using remote viewing and we started talking, we started doing a lot of affirmations. So the children would program themselves um, weeks before the state tests and weeks before any kind of assessment that had to be done. And their self talk was always every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. I am smart. I am a genius. I can do things. My intuition guides me. I know things that I don't know. And I'm able to pass all of my exams easily and effortlessly. I am always guided by an intuitive force. And we spoke about this. And so what happened was their grades shot up on the assessment tests so high that it became one of those stories, like in the old book movie, Stand and Deliver, when the administration comes in and says, what's going on in this room? Have you given them the answers? Well, how can I give them the answers? No, of course I'm not giving them the answers. And so their grades shot up that year. That class, the classes that I worked with the seventh graders for the language assessment tests in English scored the highest in the district. And why? We didn't do anything differently. We did. What we did was I prepared them mentally. I prepared them to do the best and to trust their intuition. And if they didn't know an answer, to go with the first hit that they got. I know the answer, to the answers come easily and effortlessly. Everything I need to know is revealed to me. So those were the things that they used to guide them through the assessments. And they had great grades and they had such wonderful self-esteem. The program then went on to become a it went, we just had I forgot the word now, it's been so long. The program went on to become a an extra development program, something like that, where we would meet once a week on Friday mornings. And we did that for the course of the year. And there were so many kids that wanted to get in. We had to limit it for 20 students at that time. And we ran it for a year because I, again, generated something new through all of this work, where I created an opportunity for myself to go teach at a magic school across the country. That was in New York at that time. And I went and I taught at a magic school in Washington State, where the children do telepathy, remote viewing. They did telepathy, remote viewing, blindfolded archery. So when I found this opportunity to teach at that school and to take my own son there, it was okay, adios New York, I love you, but I'm on a mission. And so I ended up moving across the country to Washington State and never regretted a single day of being there. The experiences were just phenomenal. And this is, again, and I share this story because it's all about trusting your intuition and trusting what's right for you. Because when the moment is right, everything opens up. It is that old flow. You know, people talk about being in flow. Well, yes, when you're in flow, things open up for you. The universe opens the doors. You get the green lights. Things happen all of a sudden. You know, you want to sell your house. It took you 5 months to sell your house. Now the timing is right. You're trusting yourself. You sell your house in 3 hours. I mean, you know, I'm sure that when you're in flow with yourself, you can recount all of the marvelous experiences that you yourself have had being in flow. So you want to trust this process. You want to trust being in flow. And if you're interested in remote viewing, go online and check out the Stargate projects. check out the International Association for Remote Viewing. Look up some of the people that I call them characters because the movie Men Who Stare at Goats is based on the experiences that the remote viewers had during their time in the Army. And so it's just been wonderful to be with you today. And thank you. I'm going to read this. Thank you for your wisdom and guidance, Elly. You always over deliver and care deeply. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I love that. And I thank you all for being here today with me, with us on this February 2nd, 2021. Go trust your intuition. Listen, before we go, I downloaded an awesome meditation onto Insight Timer. Look up my name, Elly Molina, Insight Timer, and it is communicating with the other side, getting information from the other side. It's an awesome meditation. It's on Insight Timer. Anybody want to know about it, just email me. And remember, if you're interested in a private session with me, just mention that you heard me on the podcast, and you will always be given a 20% discount. Okie doke. It has been my pleasure to be here with you today. Enjoy your week, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love and blessings to you all. Ciao for now.